you doing? A very good day to you, and thank you so much for always finding time to join us. This is the Medley Show, and as always, my name is Tucci. I will be your guide for the next 1 hour. I'm sure you're itching to know what we're talking about today because we always bring great conversation. Relax, I'll bring it to you. So today we'll be talking longevity in the arts, basically in music. Yes. So I grew up listening to a lot of songs. I mean, some were not even from my generation, but I mean, it made it to my generation. Talking of the likes of Bobby Benson, Ikoli, Hakot. There were so many artists from the 50s that I knew growing up. And then we came to the 80s, 90s. We saw people like Evie Edna, Oyeka Wenu, God bless her soul. We had the likes of Christy Eseni-Bokwe, Daddy Shoki. Whew, there are so many. And then these days, of course, we have the likes of Burna Boy, Davido, Wizkid, and the likes, Fowles and all the rest of them. But here's the thing. There are so many people from my generation. I'm not that old anyway. There are some people from my generation who okay, no, not my generation. I feel something from the younger generation who do not know these songs that I know. But I know songs from way beyond my generation. So that's what we want to talk about. Why isn't there longevity in the arts, basically in music? We find people like James Brown from way back, but today he's usually honored in every award in the Western world. Talk of Michael Jackson, artists from back in the day, Billy Ocean, but they're still remembered from even this generation. It's not the same in Nigeria. So that's what we want to talk about today. Find out why there isn't longevity in the arts. But on the other hand, there are also others whose songs have stayed evergreen till today. So all of that, this whole mix is what we're going to be talking about today on the show. For some people, it's going to be a nostalgic feeling, bringing back songs from back in the day that they knew, just reminding them and refreshing their memory. And for some others, they'll be finding out something new. So all that today on the Medley Show. My name is Tochi. Like I said, you stick around. Let's serenade you with some musics from songs from back in the day. And when we come back, you meet my guest and we'll get to talk about it.
The Medley Show. The Medley Show.
The Medley Show.
Nameza patameni Wambe isene patonye Wambe isene patonye Nasi manenya jebeni Odika sina patameni Nasi manenya jebeni Odika sina patameni Akwenyi gabu isi oche Akwenyi gabu isi oche Enyi na-aga na isoghị n'azụ Enyi na-aga na isoghị n'azụ Na-asị ma nịnya chebe enyi Ọ dịgasị na-abata m enyi Na-asị ma nịnya chebe enyi Ọ dịgasị na-abata m enyi Akwenyi gabu isi oche Akwenyi gabu isi oche Enyi na-aga na isoghị n'azụ Enyi na-aga na isoghị n'azụ Gwogwogwo ngwo Gwogwogwo ngwo
The Medley Show. The Medley Show.
The Medley Show. Welcome back. This is still the Medley Show, and I'm sure some of you did the Go 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 challenge while that song was playing. I mean, I listened to that song a lot growing up because my dad used to play it, and he would tell us the meaning. It was a folklore. He was telling a story about the king of the jungle, the elephant, and the lion. So at least I know it wasn't from my generation. That was Gentleman Mike Ejaga from, I think that song is over 50 years, but it suddenly just surfaced. because of the challenge on social media. So we'll be talking about why songs like this or artists like this are no longer remembered. No gigs, no shows, no recognition, no endorsements. They just fade like that. Unless, of course, something like this happens, which is luck. So, yeah, I'll be discussing that and, of course, some other songs that are still evergreen with my guest in the studio in the person of Romeo 14. He is an artist and a two-time deputy governor of PMAN. FCT also works in the national body of PMAN. Romeo, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
You are an artist yourself.
Yes, I am.
So let's talk a little bit about your music. What kind of songs do you do?
Well, I make music, and I try as much as I can not to box myself.
In a particular genre?
In a particular genre, and then, because I believe music it's a tool, and it's an art that requires expression. And so for me, I keep my spirit open, for inspiration. Sometimes when I get my inspiration, I might want to express it in a rap.
Right.
I might want to express it, maybe in a reggae song or maybe a little bit of rock. And so I express myself. I try not to limit myself or box myself to a particular genre of music.
Okay, that sounds nice. So what we're talking about today, you already know, is the longevity of arts. We talked about, I was just making reference to this particular song.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the challenge by Brain Jotter, thank you so much for that, Brain Jotter.
Did a lot. Did a lot.
A lot of people, in fact, myself, I've forgotten the song, even though I listened to it a lot growing up.
Yes.
But so many, the Gen Z, like we like to call them, now got to know this song. But besides something like this happening, what would you say, how would you say your perception is about older artists and their longevity in the arts? We're talking about music now.
Music, of course, yes. Now, you see, the truth is a lot is actually dependent, because of the system and the structure we have in Nigeria. A lot is really dependent on the artist, how much you structure and plan your life. For instance, I can use Bongo's Ikwe, for instance, as an example. He's somebody that over the years invested in his music. In as much as he was able to diversify, he has other things he does, like he's also an architect. But he invested so much, he built a studio, a very gigantic studio in Utukbo. He still records. He does this annual event in Utukbo that a lot of people from Benue State always long to go back home to watch him perform. And the likes of King Sunny Ade, he has a particular place where he performs. So, it all depends on the artist to a large extent, like I said, when you are at your prime and you're making the money and all of that, it depends on how far do you see yourself going in the industry. Your ability to be able to invest. Now, because we cannot put all the responsibility on government or government should set this up and all that.
Nobody's talking about the government.
Yes, so.
Okay, I'm not going to say I agree with you totally. Yeah. I'm sure every artist, even a little child that wants to sing today, if he gets up, he's going to say, oh, as I'm singing, I want to see myself winning the Grammys. I see myself the next 50 years making good music. Everyone would tell you they saw them, they're seeing themselves going far. But I don't exactly agree with you that...
Can I give you another example?
Okay, go ahead. Because I wanted to speak to the Bongo's Ikwe issue that you're talking about.
I want to give another example with Fatai Rolling Dollar.
Okay.
Now, Fatai Rolling Dollar was in the music business and the music industry for long. He was consistent with his guitar, consistent in going to places. It was not an easy thing. He got very old before he actually blew. Maybe use that word, and when he got to that point where when he became somebody that people could listen to, he got a Glow endorsement. You get it now? So, but the thing now is like, it's about consistency, your ability to stay true to the art. Because you see, the thing is that it is not about...
There are people who are very consistent, so I'll give you...
Let them stay consistent.
Wait, let me explain to you. It's not just about being consistent. I think, let me, instead of saying what I think, I would ask you, don't you think it's a question of the lack of an ecosystem in our music that sort of encompasses everyone? Nobody is calling the government at this point.
Good.
Let me use Michael Jackson for instance. I was talking to one, I'm like, Michael Jackson, most of his songs were not written by him. You had Babyface write his songs. There are so many artists like that who write. R. Kelly wrote for him. Besides Michael Jackson, there are so many artists like that too whose songs were written. So you find out that everyone has their job cut out for them. They're the songwriters, they're the singers, they're the producers, the mixers, and all of that. They all come together to make good music. So if it's not working from this end, it's working from this end. But you find in our system, I'm the producer, I'm the singer, I'm the writer. Everybody wants to carry the title of writing. There's lack of collaboration in that regard. And then when that happens, you find out that you're struggling to make your music work. So couldn't it be a function of your P-man?
Yeah.
Couldn't it be a function of the lack of that ecosystem in our music industry that sort of binds everybody together and helps everyone thrive all together?
True. I agree with you. And, you know, just like I said earlier on, we live in a very peculiar system. You know, there are a lot of things that we are growing into a lot of things that we expect. You know, for instance, if we want to mirror our industry to that of the West, I mean, it will not happen like that. There must be some level of commitment. For instance, for me as a person, I actually took a break on active performance. And the reason was because I wanted to really understand the business and the administration of music.
Rather than just the fame and culture.
Yes, because a lot of persons kept asking me, why did you stop singing? I said, I never stopped singing. I still sing, I still record. But I needed to give more attention on the administration. Issues like this, you understand? For instance, there's something that I expect that, which there was something we wanted to do in 2008. Yeah, 2008. We wanted to establish the Nigerian Music Hall of Fame. Because you see, the truth is that the Hall of Fame is a platform that will actually help keep certain artists or certain expression of music in the minds of the people. The Hall of Fame will be like a museum where people can always visit to know, for instance, like in this generation, now there are a lot of people like the Gen Zs, like you mentioned earlier, that do not know about certain artists. But if we have that Hall of Fame, they can easily go there, listen to the music, because it will be like a library of musicians. All the musicians that you mentioned earlier, their songs will be there, but the songs will be archived in that location. You get it now. So those are some of the things that we wanted to do, but because of the peculiarity of this system, some of these things is very hard. But like I said earlier on,
so if we commit, because when you say system, who is the system? Who is making it hard?
We are the system.
Yeah, so who is making it hard? Because is it the artist that is making it hard, or the music industry, the people who run? Because it's not like there is a cabal. If I want to use that. So there are people who run it. So are they the ones who are, okay, let me leave that so that we don't shake some tails. But let me
For
ask.
instance, the Performing Musicians Employers Association of Nigeria, PMAN, is not embraced totally by musicians. And as we speak...
Could it be a question of administration?
To an extent, because before today, there has been a whole lot of crisis within the association.
So we don't want to talk about P-Man's strike, P-Man's crisis. That's why we're here.
True.
But I want to ask, is there an unwritten law somewhere that if you get to a certain age as a music artist, you sort of lose relevance?
Unwritten law?
Yeah.
Not written?
Yes, because it's not like it's written somewhere, but it's happening. But it's happening. When you get to a certain age, in the Nigerian music scene, of course, you lose relevance. You don't get gigs, no endorsements, they don't call you for shows and all of that. We see that happening a lot. Why do you think that is?
I think to an extent it also has to do with the society, like I mentioned earlier, the mentality. You know, because the truth is, if you want a better tomorrow, from my own perspective, it has to be a combination of the old and the new.
Yeah.
You cannot neglect where we're coming from.
Yeah.
You need to, first of all, appreciate where you're coming from, recognize where you are to be able to get where you're going to. That's my philosophy. So if we begin to embrace that kind of mindset, that's even the multinationals, because the truth is there are certain persons who still love to listen to Bongo Sikwe, who still love to listen to Christy Essie and Ibokwe. There are a lot, they still have fan base. They still have people who are still alive who would love to listen to their music. Now, so most of all these multinationals who would want to put their endorsement only on the new generation artists, they always forget that there are older people that still love. The reason why Daddy Shoki still got a lot of endorsement, because some of those multinationals, they understand that fact that people like Daddy Shoki still has followers. So they still endorse people like Daddy Shoki. Daddy Shoki still get gigs. Two-Face still gets gigs. Of course, Two-Face has been able to transcend.
Yeah,
You know, he's been able to
every
walk his way
generation,
through the generations, and he's still very relevant. Even though only recently he was saying something, even though I think that was like a joke, he was saying something like, oh boy, to catch up with these children, I know easy. You know, but I mean, like
because
I said,
a lot of them are using social media to their advantage.
good, and
which
a
they
lot
have
of
to
them
keep
are
up
also
with the trends.
collaborating with the Gen Zs. For instance, Baba Frayo, the Dengo, the Dengue, Dengo, the Pose.
Yeah, Dengo, the Pose.
Nas Boy has a song that is trending right now, and if you watch online, they've actually done a skit. I only saw that like some few days ago. They did a skit together. So obviously there's an agreement for Nas Boy to use that Dengo de Dengue, you know, on his song, and the song is really picking up seriously, and they did a skit together. So collaborations will also help
Is that-
keep.
So are you saying that's like what they really need to get back? So people like Onyeka Onwenu,
She
God rest
remained
her soul.
of
Yes.
blessed memory.
In
She
fact,
remained. She
She
stood.
passed right after a gig.
She was actually, yes, no, she was still at the venue.
Yeah.
It was backstage
Right
that it
after a
happened.
gig. So how will they maintain relevance?
You know, for instance, like for Onyeka Onwenu of blessed memories, the excellence of your art also matters. You know,
Right,
and
right.
you know, because
Yeah,
yes,
I agree.
yes, and you know, because of the fact that Onyeka Onwenu she's a very, very wonderful, was a wonderful singer. You know, and there are certain events. For instance, I'm actually supposed to be at an event of the elders immediately from here, and they particular chose. There was a reason why I was chosen, because they know that I have the kind of flavor that will blend with those elderly people, because it's an event for the elders, for the elderly, you know, and all that. So your art matters a lot. If your art is one that can go beyond generation, from generation to generation, there are certain kind of sounds that anytime, any day you would want to listen to. For instance, Bob Marley. The Gen Zs, they play Bob Marley, Songs of Freedom,
Not
One
all,
Love.
Not all, because let me bust
Quite a
your
lot of
bubble.
them.
Hold on. So when we're talking about some songs that we're going to, you know, we're talking about songs that fall into this category that we're discussing today.
Yeah.
So some songs came up, and someone told me, I don't know these songs. And some of them are 90s, 2000s. Said, I don't know these songs. And these songs are quite recent. They're not even from the generation where I am coming from.
That must be a very TikTok generation.
So sometimes the thing is, I totally agree with you. The trends are changing.
Yes.
Music is changing. So these days, it seems like it's just about the beats.
Yeah.
But there were things that kept us, or made us listen to those songs back in the day. The lyrics,
Content.
the contents,
That's it.
the mix, the composition. But these days, it's just about the beats.
And that is the reason why you are having the kind of social vices that you are having today. Because if the people are listening to sounds or lyrics that are not directing them towards attitudinal change, they will be manifesting the kind of things you're seeing today. Music, for me, I believe, is a strong tool. The reason why there are certain principles and values that some of us live by is as a result of the kind of music we used to listen to.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
There are certain values and principles that are expressed in a lot of songs. Jealousy.
Do you know that
Jealousy.
song?
Jealousy is the root of
Hatred.
something.
Hatred.
Root of hatred.
Yeah.
That's a very sound and strong message. Are you getting it now? Which
Something
there is
like,
other one?
You may lose your life.
Do you get what I'm saying? So there are a lot of songs that they form your mentality, they form your principle, they give you an essence, they make you see somebody else as a human being. But you see, most of these songs you hear today, now I go knock you akbako, naka akbako, knock something, you know, some kind of
It's
stuff.
not even that recent.
Okay, well, akbako is that's Terry G.
Yeah.
There's this one of Burna Boy. Anybody we don't want to surgery. Now I can't sound. I'm not what? Hello, what's
Okay, I don't want to. I don't want you calling any
Sorry,
artists out, but
sorry,
the thing
let's
is,
not be calling
you
out people.
find. That's what I'm asking. Is
Yeah.
it just about the beats these days?
Because a lot of persons
Because if
they
you
just
go
want to
into
have fun.
gatherings
They want to
or-
have fun. But life is beyond having fun. There's a place for dancing, there's a place for, being happy, but what Nigeria is in a dire need of songs that can actually stir us up and put us in a direction where we can actually combat certain issues that we're dealing with.
So I want to ask, but one
And music will play a major
before we
role
go on
in
that
that.
break, I'm going to ask, do you think there is anything, because you're talking about lyrics now, yeah? Is there something we can learn from the Western world that will sort of help in the longevity of our art? Because if we were to talk about just content of lyrics, content of the songs, there's so many artists I could mention from back in the day who
had lyrics that were
yeah,
not
but
really-
we still listen to them today. They're still relevant in the Western music ecospace as we speak. So is there something to learn from the Western world as when it comes to longevity of our music?
Yes, I believe, because you see, the truth is in the Western world, there's a structure that has been built that has been able to help keep, there are certain artists in the minds of the people. They have a walk of fame. They have a wall of fame. They have several platforms
I
and
don't think
structures.
it's just about those walks.
No, I'm just
and
giving.
walls
I'm
of
just
fame.
giving instances, but they also have. You see, the thing is that your fan base. Once somebody is a fan, because there's a reason why people follow you. Your fan is somebody that follows you. Now the thing is that, are you feeding those fans? Have you been able to identify them? For instance, MC Hammer still plays. I was watching on YouTube the other day. MC Hammer had an event in a Coliseum that was sitting almost 6,000 people. This was last year. He had a concert last year. Boys to Men, they still have concerts. So they have a way of how they've been able to manage their fans. For instance, for me, I'm only trying to reactivate some of my fans because they've been like, oh, where have you been? Where have you been? And the reason, like,
Really?
of course,
Where
like I
have you
explained,
been?
yeah, where have I been? Like I said earlier, I've been giving a whole lot of concentration on the administration and the
aspect.
business
I get that. I
of
was
music.
just teasing you.
Yes, of course, because you see, the truth is that for how long are we going to just be singing and then nobody's taking care of the business? Because we need to have more established musicians, just like you're asking, this issue of longevity. Some of these musicians were not able to really structure their lives to be able to go beyond 10 years, because you need to be able to project. How long do I want to do this?
keep up with the trend.
And keep up with the trend. If you need to collaborate, collaborate. If you need to change your sound a little bit, change your sound. If you need to up the beat, but of course, always have
lose
your
your
identity.
values.
You must be known that, okay, this is your style. You are versatile. Yes, you are versatile, but
Okay.
you must flow with the times and the seasons.
Okay, this is still the Medley Show, and I have been talking with Romeo 14. We'll take a quick break now to bring you some songs that we put together for some people, create nostalgic moments, and some people, they're learning the songs as new. We'll be right back.
The Medley Show. The Medley Show.
The Medley Show.
He who finds a wife has found a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. You found the harmony to the song you sing. You can do anything you want to call. You will have father and a brother and a lover and a
The Medley Show. The Medley Show.
The Medley Show.
That was Sunny Neji with Uruka. I'm sure so many people remember that song. I remember that it was a wedding song that year, that period, for a very long time. It was a wedding song.
Some people still use it.
To play this song, Tosi Martin's songs. So there's so many of them who we do not see. It seems like they're not relevant anymore. You mentioned to me off camera that he is currently the acting president of PMAN. I'm not going to go into PMAN activities, but could it be that most of them just found relevance in admin work, like you said?
Well, if you say found relevance in admin, well, not necessary.
Because maybe they couldn't keep up with the current trends of music. I mean, 2020 gave a big boost to our music.
Yes,
Based on
and of
social
course,
media,
yeah,
everybody
good.
using
And you know,
challenges
yes,
and all that.
yes,
So
yes.
could it be a question of not being able to... Sonny Energy was from the 90s, 1990s into 2000s.
Yes.
There are so many artists like that too, from that generation into 2000s, before social media even gained traction in Nigeria.
True.
So could it be a question of keeping up with technological trends to stay relevant in the industry, or it's just that, like I asked earlier, they found relevance in just handling the system or trying to build the system we're talking about?
Yeah, I think to a large extent, I think you mentioned a couple of things that could actually be the challenge, and which, if they embrace, for instance, there are some of these musicians that have been able to find their way into the social media space. Like we mentioned that Ishoki earlier. And then Sonny Neji too. Sonny Neji is still very, very relevant. He still plays a lot of events in the Southeast. Why? Because, you know, he has a band. You know, when you have a band, there are certain events that you'll be invited for, and you still have, you know, some places where they will want you to come and, you know, do your performances. And of course, the social media space right now, you will agree with me, is where everybody is on. And so it's advisable for some of the older generation musicians.
Go has found his way to social media.
Social media, well, social media. If he had remained, the man is very old. I mean, it was, what's his name? Brain Jota. He visited him, and I was able to actually even grasp his face, because the song, I've always heard the song, but I never really could place a face to the music. But thank God for Brain Jota, and only recently I heard he's giving the man a lot of money, apart from the first money he gave. And you know, so that's the power of social media.
Okay, so I want to know what roles industry players can play in the longevity of art. Industry players, I mean record labels, promoters, producers, big industry players, you know what I'm talking about.
True.
What they can play to help give our music, because this thing is not just that, we're not just talking about forgetting people like Sonny Energy and Tosin Martins and the rest. Not like we've forgotten them, they're still there. I still listen to some of them. But even the Gen Z that we're jumping up and down for their song now, in the next 5 years, will I still be able to listen to that song? Will the song even have relevance, or the artist himself have relevance? So is there a role that record labels, industry players like promoters, producers, is there a role they can play to help in the longevity of our art?
True. Like, if you will agree with me that when you attend parties, you know, there are sometimes even the DJs,
when they go old
at some
school,
point,
scream.
people scream. you see, because so why? The reason why I'm making reference to that is that there are still persons who want to see those kind of people perform.
But my point is, it is people from our generation. I'm talking about the younger people. It can only stay relevant if they can be part of the song.
Yes. Now, what I'm trying to say is this. For show promoters, if they cannot see the business side, for instance, I have a couple of ideas that I don't have to start talking about here right now.
Yeah.
Because the truth is that it is actually a vacuum that has been left open.
Yeah.
And it is only for somebody who can sit back and analyze and see the gold mine that is there. You can actually put up events and get sponsors to sponsor events like that, as long as you have those artists that are going to be on stage to perform. Because it's actually a trajectory. It can be created. It is something that is doable.
It can be, yes, it can
be
be
done.
created, yes.
You understand? There are multinationals that are interested. It's just about how you package it. It's about how you design it and how you defend it and you
So this
you
is for
market
industry
it.
players now.
For
you're
industry
talking.
players.
Yes,
You understand? There's a role they can play. And then, of course, for instance, for the association, a lot of musicians have, they need to really begin to see the importance of being members of the association. It's an association that has been established by, not established by the government, but recognized and has been given authority by the government to regulate music in Nigeria. So it's very important. Whether you attend meetings or not, just be a member. And
of those
benefit
organizations.
Yes, because there are different guilds, producers guild, record label owners guilds. They have different guilds, just like P-Man. And of course, P-Man is like the mother
Well, we're
body.
going to touch P-Man shortly, but
we are not going to go into some details.
No, not the politics of it, but we
The
just want
politics.
to understand the role that they play in this. So yes, please go ahead.
Yes, so it's something that is doable. Industry players, I know there's somebody who does this old school. Rugged Man has the foundation concert. He calls it the foundation concert.
Rugged Man is not even that old an artist.
Good.
But
Well,
Where is
but
he?
he is. He just dropped an EP and he's promoting it.
Oh, wow.
Yes, he's doing a whole lot on social media.
Because
He
I
had-
used to know Jesse Jacks is not even, I don't hear of Jesse Jacks anymore, but he's
Yeah.
not even that old. There was the Genie,
Yeah.
there's Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan is now a gospel musician.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
okay.
I think he's somewhere in Abuja here.
Okay. Anyway, I'm opening my phone lines now so that you can send us your messages. Maybe tell me songs that you know from back in the day, or songs that you think are evergreen, or you think artists you think are not remembered anymore. So send your messages to 0811-778-2020. And of course, we get to read your messages on the show. But right now, let's play you another song. And when we come back, my conversation with Romeo 14 will continue.
The Medley Show. The Medley Show.
The Medley Show.
I love you.
I love you.
I wait.
Fine young girl, love is there for body. This thing they call love, na serious affair. Make you think well before you agree. I beg you, if you love life, you go plan am well. Oh yes, ma'am. If you love me, you go wait for me. My dear friend, let me there for your front. Take your time, oh, make you no spoil 'em. If you make children, are you ready to care? If you love life, you go plan on well. You dey hear me, sir? If you love me, you go wait for me.
I don't beg, I don't do everything, but you tell me, say you need time and you never there with me. Nah, so I buy anywhere I go. Ewo, if you help me see I go, make you tell her I don't go. She don't look at me and so don't back my to go. Ewo, if you help me see I go, make you tell her I don't go. She don't look at me and so don't back my to go. No be say I don't show how I feel. No be say I never show you say I dey real. Everybody don't know say I feel do anything for you. I go die for you.
The Medley Show. The Medley Show.
The Medley Show.
As we just mentioned the Genie, and there we played his song for you as well. I mean, these songs,
Yeah.
I enjoyed listening to so many of them. It's not, in fact, my favorite radio station to listen to is still a classic radio station.
Yeah.
They play classic music.
music.
Meaning I can still connect with some of the songs.
True.
So my question now is, how do we get this generation that is coming up now, who is all about the jumping and screaming and funny lyrics kind of song-loving generation? How do we get them to be able to appreciate songs like this? Because if we don't, like I said earlier, if we're not able to get them on board, these songs are just going to fade. So how do we get them? And I know you've mentioned the Hall of Fame or the Walk of Fame that they have in the Western world, but there must be something else we can do to get them to appreciate their songs.
Yeah, you know, if you don't put yourself, if you have something and you don't put it out there for people to see.
Okay, so who, you've been saying this, who is going to put it out there?
The artist.
The artist?
Yes, it starts from the artist because it is your work. You need to let people know you have something. If you don't have what it takes to put it out there, go out there and look for it. There's somebody out there. There must be somebody out there that is interested in making sure that that thing goes out there. Because if what you have is of value, if what you have is of importance, for instance, somebody like, I have a platform that I'll be putting out very soon. It's called Songs of Freedom.
Okay.
Yes, it's a movement beyond a TV and a
Songs
radio
of Freedom
program.
just reminds me of Magic Fashek.
Yes.
Hey.
So the platform is designed to actually promote songs with potent lyrics, with conscious lyrics, songs that are inspiring, songs that can actually inspire people to really live a better and a productive life. You understand? So I am going out of my way to ensure that that is going to go out there. I've been packaging and I'm working towards it for a while. So it is my responsibility. If I don't bring it out, who will know? And there are people out there who are interested. There are 1 or 2 persons who I've already started talking to who are very interested. So the work actually starts, first of all, from the artist. It is the artist. You must put yourself out there for somebody to see that what you have is what needs to be out there. For instance, for some of these artists, they've been there. So it's very easy for them because they've always been there. There are some people who already knew them. Like for what Rugged Man is doing, he went quiet. But right now, he is out there. He's doing a lot of skits. He's doing collaborations with the new generation.
Said, if they do not also this thing,
you have to.
Small children,
they will take over. They are already taking over. So you have to put yourself out there. You understand? So the work, first of all, starts from them before you begin to expect from without.
I'm glad you mentioned collaboration because we've just touched on it a little bit, but I want to talk about it more. How essential is collaboration, especially with this younger artists? Because I want to know I'm trying to see if that could be a way of getting their generation on board, like when you combine 2 generations. We saw Two-Face did something with Bongo Sikwe.
Yes.
There are so many artists like that who's
that was
done
like a remake of Searching for... Yes.
So if we see like a Burna Boy or a Wizkid doing a collaboration with a King Sunny Ade or a Fino doing a collaboration with gentleman Mike Ejaga.
You get what I'm saying?
How is that going to help both generations?
It will really help because the truth is the Fino is of a generation and the Mike Ejaga is of another generation. So this is more or less like a marriage between 2 generations. So the Fino's fans will get to really know a Mike Ejaga, and then the Mike Ejaga fans, of course, that already know Fino, will just flow. So collaboration plays a major role. You can't take that away from collaborations because these are the people who everybody is listening to right now. Even the old and the young are listening to the generation of now. But there are some of them there are certain persons who do not really listen to a lot of this generation music. They always,
True.
They are diehard fans of people of the old.
Guilty.
Good. So you get it now. So now the thing now is that how are you being fed? For instance,
how am I being fed of the kind of songs that I like?
Yes. Is it only by you listening to it?
I search them out.
Good. But the question now is that if there is a strategic, there's a whole lot of your kind out there. If there is a strategic movement or a strategic concept or a strategic platform that gives opportunity for those your kind of artists to perform, you always go there.
Good point. But who will create this platform?
I am working towards that.
And so it's still the industry players that will create this platform.
Show promoters.
Okay, but then another million question in my head is, we've outlined how important collaborations are, but why do we see very minimal collaboration in art in Nigeria? Not just music, but we're talking about music today. We find it's only maybe you say that, oh, this person has blown, you now see that a Wizkid featured a Davido. But you hardly see collaborations that could help younger artists or first-time singers in the industry to grow. It's like everybody just wants to take credit for a big song. So when you see one song has done very well, then this artist suddenly just jumps on it to, ride on the glory that it has already, not that you did that collaboration and saw the song through. Do you understand what I'm saying? So why do we see very minimal collaborations in the industry?
Yeah, I think to an extent it has to do with relationships, and in some cases, some persons a lot of persons are beginning to really monetize collaboration. So in some cases, some other person who may want to collaborate may not have the resources to pay the person that they want to collaborate with.
Right.
Most especially the Wizkid wanted to do a collaboration with, what's this girl's name that won the Grammys? The girl in South Africa. Water girl.
Yeah.
He had $2 million to pay, but the girl rejected it. Why? Because the song that Wizkid wanted to feature her on was not the kind of sound that she wanted. So sometimes...
I'm trying to remember her name.
Yes, her name just got off my head. So sometimes it also has to do with the kind of music. You may call somebody, you want to do a collaboration with the person hears and listens to the song and this is not my kind of style.
Okay.
Or if I jump on this song, I might not be able to express myself the way I would want to express myself. So some people turn down
I don't think it's a question of style, and I'll tell you why.
No, it
Because
does. It is.
if that song does well now, no disrespect to Wizkid, but Wizkid could be jumping on that song because
But she rejected. No, she rejected.
Wait, hold on. He could be trying to jump on the song because Water did very well and won a
Good.
Grammy. Let's not forget, Wizkid is also a Grammy Award winner,
Good.
right? Yeah. But if Water did not do well, he may not be doing that collaboration. I give you another example. Burna Boy did the Shalabam collaboration because the song had taken over not just Africa, but the Western music scene.
Good.
So the next thing we see, he's doing a collaboration with them. But those artists have been in South Africa singing for a long time.
Good.
If that song didn't do well, he may not have done that. So my point is, do they always jump on collaboration or accept collaborations because the song has done well?
Which is a major reason. You see, the truth is, everybody wants to join a moving train. If a train is moving and the train is successful and everybody is giving accolades to that
So
train.
now only success we want to associate with Sha.
Not the only success.
We don't follow group.
No. The truth is, you see, that's why I brought in the issue of the creativity.
Okay.
You understand?
Of the
Because
song.
of the song. Because you see, the lady that's I want to go back to the water girl, and you know.
Why can't we both remember her name?
It just got off my head. Because you see, she sings. She's very melodic. The girl, she sings. This is my own analysis, though, because I want to believe that the reason why she turned down the song is probably because the song is not as melodious. This is just my opinion.
Oh, your opinion.
Of course, because I know how Wizkid sounds, and I know how the girl sounds. So it could be. It was actually even written that was one of the reasons that the style of the song is not her kind of style. You know, so...
Her name is Tyler.
Style, thank you. You know?
I've been thinking to remember, okay, her name is her. Anyway,
Yes.
let's take a few messages. Do remember to send your messages to 0811 0811-782020. The number should be on your screen. So let's take a few messages, and then, of course, we'll get to play you some other songs on the show. My first message is from Olamide in Abuja, and he says, I love the show. It's the best on NTA. Well, thank you very much, Olamide. Someone says, no name and no location, but he's asking, is he the one that brought Gogo Gongo to limelight? Well, no.
No.
I'm sure he's
As
talking
in
about
me?
Brain Jotter.
The song
right
was
now he
popular,
did.
but right
It was
now-
popular in its time because I
its
knew
time.
that song.
Good, it was
yeah,
popular.
but right now, yes, we'll give the credit to Brain
To Brain
Jotter. He
Jotter,
brought
true.
it to limelight. Someone just says, "Good afternoon, nice show. Thank you so much." I'm listening from. Okay, someone is asking for your name. Please, what's the name of the artist on the body? Fine Martins. It's Romeo 14. Yeah, that's his name.
What's up?
I'm listening from Umar here in Ibeku, Abia State. Very lively program. Thank you so much, Ifeanyi. Good afternoon, MC Romeo. Testimony here from Ibadan. I love the medley show, especially in the bringing of the ancient culture and traditions of music back. Well, that's what we're really doing, but yeah, thank you so much. Hello, good afternoon. I'm Shola from Lagos. I would like to ask your guests if it is okay to sell written gospel songs. I don't know how to go about it. Romeo, I'll have to contact you later to talk about how to go about in the business. So someone says, play me Rema's song. That's what I want to hear. Are you seeing what the problem is? We're talking about keeping our older artists
Longevity
relevant,
in their
longevity. In the next 10 years, I hope you can still listen to Rema. Or
Yeah,
next 5 years.
that is-
Yes, that's what we're trying to talk about. Okay, so please help me play any of Onyeka Owenu's song, Onodugo from Okafa. We're not actually taking song requests. We just want to know songs that you enjoyed from your generation or the older generation. We just want to know, just remind us of those artists, the songs. We're not taking song requests, so we're not going to be playing your songs on the show. Hello, good afternoon. Please help me play Ego by the Genie. I think we already
They
played that.
already.
We already played that. How do you form a song? You would have to go and
Come and
find it
register
out.
in my music
Yeah.
class.
So there's a question here. How can one maintain, this is Peace Caleb. how can one maintain longevity of music and use music in preaching peace in the society? I think there are so many
Very good
artists who already
question.
know. People like, oh, yeah, can we know
Did
sang a lot
that.
of unity songs? Yes.
And Mandatos did that, Raskimono, they did that.
Raskimono, yes. Even Magic Fashek had songs like
had
that
beautiful
too.
songs.
Yes.
Send Down the Rain. Great songs like that.
I want you to play me Kiss Daniel. Those are the kind of songs I like. Okay, but we're also trying to get you to listen to evergreen songs too. Evergreen songs, Nigeria Jaga Jaga by Idris Abdulkarim. Okay, then he also says Lead Us Well by Africa and China. Where
Great
is
song.
Africa and China?
Doing well, doing well. He's doing a lot.
Is he still singing?
Very well. He's been on tour. He had a Europe tour
Africa and
recently.
China?
Doing well.
Wow.
Yes. And he
It's
should
been
be
a long
coming to
time,
Abuja
we-
soon. He's been singing. He's been
Okay.
doing stuff. Just
Then-
like I said, there are people who are still following them. There are people who still want to listen to their songs.
But if there are
So-
just some people, couldn't be like some sort of, isn't there like an imbalance in it? Because I used to listen to them back in the day, and you tell me they're still singing, and I'm not seeing the song anywhere. And they're doing Europe tours and American tours. I'm in Nigeria. I enjoy them as an artist. So how am I not hearing their work? anymore? Social media is...
there's something that I wanted to say earlier. For me, I don't believe in religion, but I see music as a religion, and it all depends on how you structure it. For instance, back in the day, Lagbaja, before, I don't know why he just went off. I think it was when I heard, I've not really confirmed that story, that he traveled to America and then revealed himself.
His face?
I think he got a visa lottery or so, and then because he said, I heard he lives in America. But he had a location where he plays, and people go there Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah,
so
just
it's
like
like
some people still go to the shrine.
to the shrine till date.
Yeah.
You understand? So it all depends on your strategy as an artist.
Right.
Your strategy.
Okay, I
it's
like
about
that.
strategy. How do you want? It's a religion. Like if you go to Jamaica, there are old musicians like Luciano, like Buju Banton.
Yes.
They are still very, very, very relevant in the society.
Buju Banton is so relevant.
What?
Wow,
Buju Banton is,
amazing.
as I speak, he just had a concert in New York last week. And he said something about Afrobeat that was trending all over the social media because he said something about the same issues we're talking about the content. You understand? He said something about, because he was on a particular major TV program.
Okay.
You understand? And he
So
mentioned
it
something.
depends on the strategy
What
of
strategy
the
of the artist?
Okay, I'm still going to play a few songs for you, but let me just take a few more messages. Someone says, I miss Sasha P, Terry G, Two Shorts. Yes, I remember Two Shorts. I remember
Shorts.
Sasha
Two Shorts
P.
in America
Sasha
now.
P was even then she was, they said she was the first female rap artist in Nigeria.
Not first.
Well,
Weird
she
MC.
was first lady. No,
Weird
Sasha
MC.
P was there was Sasha P.
First
Then there was
female rapper,
there
Weird
was
MC.
Sasha P. Then there was Buki. Buki too was
Bookie
a female rap
But the
artist.
first, when you say first,
Weird
numero
MC
uno
was
is Weird
singing
MC.
before
No, she
Sasha
started
P.
with rap. Allen Avenue.
Was that before Sasha P came in on board?
Weird
Right.
MC is even
Okay,
older
I
than
think I have the
Two-Face,
dates.
Blackface.
Right, yeah, actually,
So
but
which one? Sasha P is of yesterday.
she didn't start singing as a young girl, so yeah.
That's Weird MC, right?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
So it's not about the age. That's what I'm trying
yeah,
to
okay,
say.
Yeah, but Weird MC came out before Sasha P.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just take one more message, and then I'll play you. I have 60 Plus in the
Whoa.
can.
Abuja
I have
route.
Style Plus in the can, and some other artists. So I'm going to play that for you. But let me just take this message. How do we form a body? Oh, and I think this is important. How do we form a body? Wonderful show. Okay, let me just read it from the beginning. The messages are coming in bits. This is a wonderful show. Thanks so much for discussing this. But I want to ask, how do we form a body of music critics before they are released? I believe this will help shape culture and the vice in the society. So just like we have movie critics, is there a body of music critics?
Now, you see, that's a very critical, very, very, very good question. Because if you go by the Constitution and the concept behind P-Man was supposed to be doing this job because it's part of what the federal government approved for P-Man to do, to regulate, to be able to certify, to say, okay, this is something that is worthy of going out there.
Okay.
You understand? So, but right now,
we have the Nigerian Film and Video Censors
Censors
Board to
Board
ensure that,
to ensure that whatever is being played on TV is something that, you know, should
So
go
that
out
is
to
a
the
major
public.
role of P-Man.
It's a major
Okay,
role.
We're going to come back and talk about if P-Man is really playing that role. But right now, let me bring you those songs that I mentioned. And when we come back, I'll take a few more messages. And of course, Romeo Forte will get to answer some of the P-Man questions I have for him. We'll be right back.
Medley Show. Medley Show.
The Medley Show.
He done to me. I dey stay with my uncle. My portion dey double of the work when I get to do. See me see trouble. Now me they eat the smallest ration. They wash the most plates. In children, nothing that they do. People, for God's sake. Now me they wake up first. Now me they sleep last. Now me they beat because I know they fit pass. But how I go pass when I not fit rest? From sunrise to sunset, my life now so stress. If I say make I relax small, my uncle go dey holla. The thing they break my head like say I sleep for banana. Before when I won't fall, even the ground no day. Because the wife contribute to make me suffer so day. I look up, I look down, I know they happy throughout. Make I run, I think I'm no need to pull out. But if I make mistake, now conk I they receive. So one day, my uncle try himself, he no believe. Now so I grab his hand, suspend the knock. He call my name, I answer, uncle, make we talk.
Okay, I'm so interesting. It's why they say that I'm the next thing. See, even on features, I'm impressing. People do hate, but I'm a flexing. Yeah, I learned the lesson. They throw me shots, but I am a chesting. I'm far from pop, my pop is resting. My flow so bad, my tongue is vexing. Yeah, no one is testing. I'm best by far, is what I'm guessing. 1, 2, 3, I win like wrestling. How can I lose? I'm with the best team. Yeah, I'm the boy with the fire. DJs give me more speed than a tire. Seen it all, done it all, sang in the choir. Feeling like I'm 10 here, only go higher. Yeah.
Now tell me something where I know fit do. You go, my lord too. Money, Modeji, I hope you're ready, cause it's only who. Feeling me, boy. Feeling me, boy.
The Medley Show. Medley Show.
The Medley Show.
Oh, I'm all smiles just watching that song, African Queen. I mean, I think in the next 20, 30 years, Evergreen. African Queen is going to be the song. This is still the Medley Show. We're just rounding up, and I still have Romeo Fortin in the studio. But Romeo, I want to take, there are so many messages, so I want to try to take a few, and then we can maybe take 1 minute or two to get into what P-Man does. Okay, so the first message I'm reading, the person says, please help me tell Two-Face that nobody's taking over. He's the best in the game. I beg, help me play. Okay, so we just played a Two-Face song. Yeah, Two-Face, I'm sure he knows. Then there is, I really love this collaboration by Soli Baba and Two-Face. Where is Soli Baba?
He's a pastor now.
For real?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. Then I love Rainmaker by Majek Fashek. I would always love that song. Then, good afternoon, guys in the studio. As for me, I still miss Baba Fela and Lucky Dube music. Victor texting from Musuka. Thank you so much, Victor. My name is Stangard from Jaji. My favorite music is Ruga. Oh no, Ruga is not in this generation. So someone says, please help me play In Kem by Flavor. It's an old song, but Flavor is still in the game.
Yes.
Somso from Onitsha, my best song is, my best song when I was small is P Square, Assurance by Davido. When you were small, how old are you? Because those songs are still, those artists are still very relevant.
Still relevant.
Good afternoon, Medley Show. Thank you so much for this show. I've learned a lot today. Well, thank you. Mohammed from Bauchi says, I really admire the Nigerian music industry and how they are developing the industry. It's really good. Well, they are developing the industry, but we want more. Babangida from Game Bull says, the program is interesting. And what is the name of your guest again? Romeo 14.
That's what's up.
Life and Direct. Okay, my name is Officer Kudus from Lagos. I'm enjoying the show. Please, I also love Felix Liberty.
He lives in Abuja now.
He does?
Yes. He lives
Oh,
there.
nice. Hello, good afternoon. I'm Kaba. I'm a lover of old songs, and I love Big Boys by Olumentain and the 13 Billion Gang by Davido. Okay, Olumentain, yeah.
Olumentain is in London. Lives in London.
Why are they all relocating? I mean, LD relocated too. I was a
LD is
huge
in
fan
America.
of LD.
He lives in America now.
Good afternoon. I'm Rosemary from Lagos. It's not just about the beat for me, the style. Most young artists need one of the popular artists to endorse or feature them in order for us to enjoy their songs. Okay. Oh, there's so many songs. Someone is asking for Zaba by Rema. No, we cannot play that. Someone is asking, Isaac from Akwa Ibom says, please, where is Faze? I love the song Originality. Wow,
Faze
there are
around.
so
We
many.
recently had the concert in Abuja. Faze and Friends.
Okay.
They had the
Yeah, I heard
Lagos-
of that.
Yes, Faze and Friends. Lagos and Abuja. I think it's doing
Please
one
forgive me,
again.
there are too many messages. I may not be able to read all of them, but just in 30 seconds, just tell me the major and most significant role of P-Man in growing the music industry.
Well, the P-Man is established to help, put musicians together, issues that has to do with their rights, copyrights, issues that has to do with their welfare,
Okay.
issues that has to do with how they need to, because you see, when you are in a body, it helps you associate, it helps you network. In an association, you can easily, for instance, this issue of collaboration we're talking now, if we were actually in an association, you can easily contact this other person because the relationship
It's
would have been
easier
there.
to manage.
It's easier to manage,
Okay.
it's easier to bond and all of that.
Okay,
So,
thank you so
yes,
much,
thank
Romeo
you.
14, for being on the show today. It was such
Thank you.
an amazing and insightful conversation we had today. I'm sure you will
pleasure.
agree. And of course, all the songs that we played with you. Do forgive me if I did not. Do forgive me if I did not read your messages on the show, but maybe we'll get to have a 2.0 of this edition so that we can play all the songs and, have a longer time to have this conversation. We're ending this edition of the Medley Show with Jimmy Jat Styling. We'll see you next week with another interesting thing. My name is Tochi. Do take care. Bye-bye.
The Medley Show.